was created by our own team on some of the object creation tools within Hui Virtual World itself. Mr. Hui Xu, the CEO of Hui, will proceed to give an overview of virtual worlds in China. He'll touch on some of the broader issues on how we envision virtual worlds in China to develop based on what we already know in the virtual world space. Followed by that, we are going to actually show another short video of some of the objects that's already been created within Hui itself. And followed by that will be probably about 22 minutes time for a Q&A session. So we wanted to make this as interactive as possible, so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us for the session later.
中国人没有走出世界，没有来到，没有去游历这个世界。那这就是我们为什么要去创办这个一个全球化的来自中国的虚拟世界的一个渊源。那每一个人在
I'm not professionally trained in translation, so I'm just going to try to do my best. I noticed that some of you are actually of Chinese descendancy, so some of you might actually have visited China before over the course of your career. But there's some of us here in the room who might not have been to China. That's one of the reasons why we created Hui, which is to allow for the interaction between cultures of people who've been to China and people who have lived in China for their lives. Many of them would love to travel outside overseas, but I mean they might lack the capacity to. And it's really a good opportunity for them to use virtual worlds to kind of experience what it's like to live overseas, what kind of lifestyle people live overseas. Many people came to America. They came to search for a lot of things that they were not able to in their previous homelands. Freedom, liberation, a chance just to be able to live a life without prejudices, without discrimination, and for a lot of other personal motivations. One of the best forms of experiencing the internet. The kind of content that could be represented over the virtual world is much more interactive and much more social than some of these forms of digital interactions we see today.
我是这个中国最早的一代
of the virtual world. The virtual worlds have brought a lot of benefits to society. I mean, we have begun to see a lot of innovative developments and objects created within current virtual worlds, and we believe that it's kind of like opening the Pandora's box to everyone's minds and lives. Along with the growth of virtual worlds, we have like Pandora's box. It has brought us multiple joyful experiences. It has brought us some regrettable experiences. We believe that this is only the first wave of the virtual worlds we see.
像类似社
Understanding of mainstream society increases with greater interaction inside virtual worlds. With more research, with more studies into how user behavior inside virtual worlds differ or have similarities with the real world, we'll be able to collaborate with a lot of industry partners in terms of content providers, in terms of advertising, e-commerce merchants, and be able to see the second wave of virtual worlds coming. The great hope is in Asia, and part of that is how Asian virtual worlds will be able to curb some of the social ills that we see within virtual worlds today. This is the area within Hui where all new users begin. What you see here is actually a fan-created video. One of the users within Hui. So we were not responsible for this Star Wars soundtrack. This is part of the space where all beginners start off and arrive within the virtual world itself. So they can feel free to mingle within this virtual world, and there will be billboards pasted around this space where they can learn how to operate the virtual world. In Hui Xu, they can create objects, they can teleport, they can fly. We'll move on to explore more of this world. This is a map of the entire land in Hui Xu.